Sacramento City College students, faculty, and friends. I have a serious question for you guys. Will you be my Valentine? No, but seriously, will you be my Valentine? Everyone here at the Panthers Post podcast, we love you. We love the support. We love that you guys are tuning in and watching, and we just want to spread that love. So on campus, we'll be personally asking you guys to be our Valentine and sharing some candy grams. If you love us the way we love you, what you can do is return that candy gram to the South Gym Building 226 with your name, your phone number, and your student ID. And we're going to do a raffle to our favorite Valentine to co-host an episode with us. So again, will you be my Valentine? If yes, return your candy gram with your name, your student ID, and your phone number so we can enter you in the raffle to be a special co-host with us here at the Panthers Post. Love you. Welcome back to the Panthers Post. I'm your favorite host, Nia Nichols, and we have a new member of the team, Akeem.
Hey, everybody. I like the way you did that.
Thank you.
I'm Akeem, everyone.
What's your last name?
Hamilton.
Period. Akeem Hamilton. Welcome. Today, me and Akeem are just going to give you guys a couple of new semester tips. I know we've been on campus for a couple of weeks now, and this is about the time where we are maybe dropping classes. We got those syllabi out. You guys are like vetting your professors. And so we just want to give you some great tips that will get you through this spring semester easy peasy lemon squeezy. So the first thing that I want to touch on is creating an ed plan. Have you created your ed plan yet?
Yeah.
Who did you do that with?
I went to not the counseling, but it's like student advising, I think it's called.
Student advising
It's,
in Rhoda Hall North?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's the main counseling department.
Okay.
Period. That's where everybody should be going, is the main counseling department. But I know in that department we also have like BSSI with Harold and Donovan in the back. Shout out to them. They're BSSI counselors. But did you know that you can also go to Ashe to create your ed plan?
Where's the Ashe?
Ashe is in the South Gym Building.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you a room number, but if you go into the South Gym Building, you can enter on either side, and it's those first doors that you see on your right-hand side.
Right.
Super open space. You can go in there. If you look to the left, you'll find an office where you can find a Malik, Chanel, or Miss Lisa Hayden, and a few other peer mentors.
Awesome.
But they're also counselors, so like they can assist you with creating your ed plan. I think you can also go to Rise.
Okay.
You know where that's at?
No.
Rhoda Hall South.
Okay.
I want to say the math classes are usually down there.
Yeah.
Right, but it's on the left-hand side. It's kind of like the only open door on that left-hand side. You can go into Rise, and they can also assist you with creating your ed plan. Because your ed plan is what really gets you to know what classes that you should be taking in order to complete your degree or your certificate for transfer, whatever you're choosing to do. And it also helps you figure that out, right? Like you can get an associate's and stop there. You can get your AA for transfer and then move on. Or you can get like a certificate in something.
They'll help you plan all the way until after you leave here. They'll help you plan all the way to your what do you call that, post-grad or undergrad?
It's still undergrad, but it's like your bachelor.
Yeah. So they'll help you in your journey, even beyond Sac City. When I went in there, they gave me a lot of information, and they help you so you're not taking classes you don't need, right? They help you stay to your major, right? And so they help you pick classes that your major requires, so you're not just taking a whole bunch of random classes and wasting money.
Right.
I think that's very helpful. You know?
Super. Do you know what GE pathway you're taking?
No.
Because there's like different pathways. So if you want to transfer to
what are the different pathways?
There's your IGETC, the IGETC pathway, and I believe that will get you like to out-of-state colleges.
Okay.
That'll get you to probably like the HBCUs. It'll get you into the UCs, and then there's some other ones that I can't think of the name of, but there's one that will just get you into like specifically the UCs that you want to do. And then there's another one that will, I think it's only if you don't plan on transferring, and it'll just allow you to get your associates. So it's really important for you to know what general education pathway you're taking. So I want to say that you might be getting your IGETC, because we talked about how you needed to do 2 classes that relate to like ethnics. Because, you know, when you look in those boxes, there's like box A, box B, box C, and then it says you need to take 2 classes from box C. And typically, that's like the IGETC one that makes you take those additional
because I do want
ethnics.
to transfer to like a CU or UC or a state school.
Yeah, I think those are a little harder to get into, the UCs. So they have a bit more rigorous general education pathway. But it's really important that you discuss with your counselor so you can know what your general educational pathway is, what classes you need to obtain your associates in your major, but also where do you plan on transferring, because some schools won't take certain classes for certain majors, right?
That's
so
right.
That's super important for you to know. If you don't know that and you're just taking classes, chances are you'll get to midterms, you'll finally talk to a counselor, and then they'll be like, you don't need this class.
Right, you taking a lot of classes you didn't need.
Now you
spending
just
a lot of
wasted your time.
Yeah.
Wasting your money.
So like she said, all these student pathways, all these educational plans and pathways, you need to seek your counselors. You said the Rise building, the
Rise
building,
Ashe,
and our
main
Hall
counseling department in Rhoda Hall North.
on the bottom floor.
Yep. I want to say DSPS if you're a DSPS student.
Awesome.
If you are an EOPS student, you can also create your ed plan in there.
Awesome.
I think so. I think that's about
and
it.
another thing,
Umoja has counselors. Check out with Ken Times. He can assist you with your ed plan as well. But I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I was just gonna say, if you're gonna go see your counselor, do it ahead of time, because they're booked.
Please.
They're booked sometimes.
They're booked and busy.
Ahead a week, out a week. So,
right. At this point in the semester, you're a little late. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you don't have your ed plan and you're in the spring semester, you're a little behind, and you really don't want to miss your mark. So it's not too late to go ahead and get that done, because I believe we're still in the time where we can drop classes. You know, we still have time to do that. But speaking of dropping classes, what process do you go through before you're like, you know what, I got to get this class off my schedule?
I think it takes only a little while, right?
Yeah.
If you go to a class and it doesn't fit you, right? Off top, it was just like, it sucks to be in here. It's okay to drop that class. You can take it with someone else that you feel more confident that you'll pass the class with. I think another thing is, if you feel like you can have the schedule for the class, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes when at the beginning we're excited about school, we're excited about making the schedule, make this big schedule, and then life hits, right? And we have a lot of things going on. Maybe you have too many classes on your schedule. It's okay to drop that class.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is to not stress yourself out too much, right? Because dropping a class is okay.
Dropping a class is okay. I think you get a little worried when you're in that withdrawal period, when you don't want to mess up your transcripts or your GPA. That's when you should be a little worried, but you can avoid that. All easy peasy. They give us drop dates for a reason. I feel like we're approaching a drop date really soon, but the first 2-3 weeks of your class, you should be paying close attention to your professor. Do I like the way that they're organizing this class? Do I think that their workload is too rigorous? Have I read the syllabus? Does this timeline match my timeline? What is their attendance policy like? Will I have to miss this class? Will they be okay with that? And if your answers are looking like it just doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Drop that class.
Drop it.
Nobody cares too much. I don't think the professor will be sad. They get paid the same rate.
Yeah.
They get paid the very same rate. So I like to think of it like dating. You know, the first couple of weeks of the semester is like your dating period. Like, you know, does our mission align? Do we go well together? Right. Are we photogenic together? Like, I don't know what whatever the qualifications
Do we
are.
look good in matching outfits?
Exactly. Will they do Christmas matching pajamas with me?
Ooh.
Like that's that period with your professor. And if you feel like, I don't think that we're going to move forward, then you could just ghost them.
Yeah.
Or, okay, don't ghost them.
Let them down.
Let them down slowly.
Let them down.
But yeah, it's really important to just make sure that you and your professors mesh well. And I think a part of that is befriending your professors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how close do you get with your professors throughout the semester? Like, are you talking to them often, or?
I actually had a crazy experience. I brought one of my sons into school, right?
Okay.
And so he spent the day here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Dad, where are your friends? I looked around, where are my friends, right? And so I learned that it is very valuable on campus, off campus to befriend professors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, say hello to someone, smile.
Yeah.
I think that because
Now your son thinks you're a loser. You don't have any friends.
Yeah. So I think it's important to at least build some type of relationship with your professor, like a one-on-one. Go to their office hours. Just let them know that you are invested in their class, so they can see that you are invested, right?
Yeah,
because
show that you care, that you're
yeah.
trying,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you get into hard classes and you're trying,
Mm-hmm.
and your professor's probably grading your work like, this guy don't care. But it's like, no, I swear I care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a hard time.
And just showing up shows it. Showing up.
Yeah,
showing up is
everything. I send an introduction email to my professors like before the first week of school.
Really?
Yeah, because I already know who my professors are.
Before
I had
the
to
first
enroll
week
in
of
my
school,
classes.
Before you see them.
Before I even get the syllabus.
Wow, I thought I was doing something big.
They gotta know me.
The end of my classes, I like to send thank you notes.
Oh, that's a good one.
I like to send thank you notes to my professors, just to say like thank you for this class, thanks for the time, and I hope to see you in the future. Type of deal, like thank you note. But you're saying you introduce yourself.
I introduce myself before the class starts, because sometimes teachers don't give out the syllabus until the very first week of school. But I already enrolled in my classes. I already looked them up on Rate My Professor. I can search their name on scc.losrios.edu, and their email and stuff will pop up. I'm emailing you. Hey, I'm in your spring 25 class, Monday, Wednesday. This is the time. I'm super excited. I hope that you work for me. I don't have a lot of background in this class, but I'm very eager to learn with you.
Get on it, guys.
Yeah.
Get on it.
So then I get into that class. They know me. We doing roll call. I raise my hand. They like, oh, that's the girl I got the email from. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got to get to know my professors. I want them to work with me. If I miss a day in class that happens to be super important, I want them to be like, you know what? She tries really hard.
And that's
Let me give her this grace.
That's what I was saying about going to office hours. I mean, showing them that you care. You might need a favor, right?
Right.
And that favor might come in, and they'll grant you
They'll
that
grant
favor
it.
because you have come to their office. You have spoken with them personally, one-on-one, outside of class. That sometimes means a lot to people.
It does. You know? Professors are people too. Like
exactly.
they want to connect with their students. And one thing I learned is that like the really good professors are so passionate about the subject. Like I had, shout out to Steven Gonzalez. He was my stats professor. And I could tell he just was so passionate about teaching math because, like, as the lecture would go on, he would just get, like, more hyper and, like, so into it. And he was just intrigued that I cared. You know, like, it made him happy to see that other people really cared. And he was a great professor. But I would have never known that had I not taken the time to go to his office hours and discuss the little things, you know, like, hey, where are you from? You know a lot about this city. He's like, yeah, I'm a Sacramento native. Like, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. We built a small rapport to the point where, you know, I would come in extra office hours, or if I missed the test, he would allow me to make it up during office hours, and just gave me a lot of grace. But I really do feel like that was off the strength of me taking the time to find out who he was as a person. And I think that's so important. They're people too.
Yeah.
They're not just robots teaching us stuff.
Our geography professor,
Dr. Castagna.
Dr. Castagna.
Shout out to her.
She introduced me to a program with HBCUs that are producing meteorologists.
Wow.
And she spent some time talking to me about that, and it's because I showed up to her office hours. I've participate in class. So I feel like she was like, hey, I saw this. She passed it down to me. I really appreciate that. Knowing that there's HBCUs that are producing multiple numbers of Black meteorologists is awesome.
Right.
Know? So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's not really a profession that you hear a lot in our community. So that is beautiful.
That's what she was saying.
And shout out to Dr. Castagna, because she truly does care. Like, she would give us updates every week. She would give us updates about like the basic needs and the resources on campus. Yes. Like, that's a woman that cares, And
like you said about your other professors, he was energetic, right?
Yeah.
Professor
Gonzalez. Yeah,
Costanza.
she's super energetic.
She is energetic.
And sometimes we be in that class looking so sad and tired, and she just keeps going, like, she keeps that energy. I appreciate that so much. Yeah. And she's funny.
Yeah, I like her. So.
Yeah, she's pretty funny. Shout out to her. I want to say she teaches more than geography.
I don't know.
I know she does geography in the labs, and you took her lab.
You said
right?
Costanza. I can't pronounce her name right.
Castagna, because she said it rhymes with lasagna. Yeah.
All right.
I remember that so well, yeah.
You guys look out for her.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Castagna. Hopefully her class fills up. She's a great professor. And like I said, she cares outside of geography. And she was always sharing resources with us. So shout out to her. Hey guys, welcome to the month of February. This is really the month to spread love and make sure that you're connecting with all of your peers around campus. I'm going to give you just a quick update on the calendar and events happening for this month. First off, February 8th, which is a Saturday, ARC's Athletic Alumni Association will be hosting a crab feed. I know that I love seafood, so I may be attending. You can purchase your tickets at scc.losrios.edu. If you go to calendar and events February 8th, you'll see from 5 to 9 p.m. that they will be hosting the crab boil at the ARC Student Center. So this is not a Sacramento City hosted event. It will be at American River College. It gives you the address on there, 5 to 9 p.m. Buy your tickets now. I believe tickets are ranging from $55 to $75, but make sure you go ahead and confirm at scc.losrios.edu. Go to calendar and events, February 8th, a Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. We're going to dig into some crab boils. Okay, guys? See you there. Tuesday, February 11th, the Los Rios College District at 1410 Ethan Way will be hosting a Refugee Career Pathway Program orientation. This is set up for our Ukrainian and Russian students that would like to know more about eligibility criteria, client expectations, available services, and support for education and career pathways. So if you are interested in that, that is Tuesday, February 11th from 1 to 2 p.m. at the Ethan Way Center. Make sure you're checking that out. Again, scc.losrios.edu. This program will be perfect for our refugees looking for more information, valuable information for their school and career pathways. And guys, I told you February is the time to spread love, and SCC loves us so much. They gave us Valentine's Day off. I'm just joking, guys. It's Abraham Lincoln's birthday. So February 14th, there are no classes. And the following Monday, February 17th, there are also no classes. But that's because it's President's Day. So we're going to have a 4-day weekend for Valentine's Day weekend. So plan accordingly. I know that I'm going to spend my weekend studying. Ha! You thought I was going to say something else, huh? No, guys. When we have 4-day weekends, of course, we need to enjoy the time, but we have to remember we are in the middle of a semester. So although we might have our Friday classes off and we might have our Monday classes off for the 14th and the 17th, we still might have work due the 18th, the 19th, the 20th. It's time to lock in, guys. So again, February 14th and February 17th, there are no classes. So make sure when you're creating your February calendar, you're scheduling your time accordingly and you're not falling behind trying to enjoy too much Valentine's Day. Oh, Also, side note, just because you have a 4-day weekend doesn't mean that you don't need to pay attention to the fact that if you're in short-term classes, February 16th is the last day to drop those classes without getting a W on your record. We don't like W's on our transcripts, guys. So make sure you're paying attention to that if you're in any short-term classes. That also brings me to mention time management, because we talked about, actually, let me back up. When we're talking about professors, we need to talk about reading y'all syllabi. How often do you refer to your syllabus throughout a semester?
I refer to it at the beginning.
And you don't look at it again?
No, I refer to it at the beginning, right, to see what the class is about, to get an overview of the class, right?
Right.
And then towards the end, because there's finals.
And you need to see what that final going to do to your grade.
I need to see what that final is going to be hitting like. I need to see. And maybe towards the middle, too, around midterms.
Around midterms,
right?
Yeah.
So I can see what all is going to be on the midterm, or what I need to basically, what do I need to be prepared for?
Yeah.
It tells you on the syllabus, like, these chapters are going to be covered in your final. So if I'm able to study those chapters, I'm able to pass the final, right?
Yeah.
So I think I refer to my syllabus a couple times throughout the
Same. I really appreciate when professors on their syllabus add the dates, test days, because when I'm scheduling for my semester, if the test day is on there, like, I already know when to expect this. I also really appreciate when they like release homework expectations. Of course, like I said, what will that test do to my grade? But I just really love a thorough syllabus. Like, I need it to be a couple of pages long. I need detail on there. Don't just give me your email and number and, like, I want everything. I want to know class percentages. I want to know what your attendance rate is. What does attendance do to my grade? What does test? What does homework? Everything.
When you get a syllabus, and it's so you might be judging a professor off of it might not be up to your par. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, you might get a syllabus and look at it and say, like
this is flimsy.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Like, they're not really giving me a lot of information. Like, what?
Yes, I need more information. I need to know what your office hours are, where they at, what's your phone. You know what I really, really, really love is when professors have a phone number for me to text or call.
Okay.
Because everybody don't check their email that often. And if you're aware that you don't check your email that often, you need to give me something else.
A reasonable source.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. I just love a good syllabus. I really do. And I print them out. I keep them in my binder all semester, so I could just refer back to it easy peasy. I love it, and it makes me look like a kiss ass.
I start saving my syllabus just because I think Costanza was like, in the future, if there is you go to a school that doesn't accept the credits from this class, you can bring out the syllabus and it will show what
we went over, what we learned,
what this hit, and so you'll be able to fight for your credits at a different school.
I learned that in Castanha's class too. I was thoroughly surprised, and I was like, good thing I print those syllabus out.
And so
that's good to know.
Being thorough is time consuming, guys. It does take a little bit, but.
And that's why you need to manage your time. That's what your syllabi is for, though, because if you tell me each day that I have a test, if you tell me how serious I need to take my attendance, and you break those things down for me, when I'm creating my semester overview, I know exactly what I need to be on top of. Like, okay, Tuesdays, I got test days. I cannot miss this class on Wednesdays, no exception, because that's affecting my grade. So let me plan this and that. It's really great. I had a conversation with my chief editor, and she was saying how she writes down her whole month at a time. How far do you get in your time management? Are you doing like a week at a time, a month at a time?
I do 2 weeks.
Okay.
I do.
That's reasonable.
1 to 2 weeks, right? And the thing is, I'm a stickler about it. Like, I have a planner, right? I write in it, and
then you don't
people.
Look up?
No, I always like. Very strict to my planner. I was gonna say I'm kind of a stickler about a planner, and people around me don't understand. When I say, hey, I gotta go, I'm like, I gotta go, bro. I only scheduled an hour to spend time with you today.
Oh yeah.
Like I gotta go do other things.
That's so good. That's discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline.
That's
but
discipline.
When you're just displaying your discipline, not everyone's gonna be
they don't
okay.
Agree with
You keep marching.
Yeah. Don't let them peer pressure
marching,
you out of that.
You keep marching. Time management is everything. It is the absolute key to success.
I know that's right.
I would like to say, like, in time management, you can write down when you're going to eat, when you're going to sleep, when you're going to wash your clothes, when you're going to do your homework. You can write down what type of food you're going to eat during that time, right? Like, so at the end of the day, you can control all of the aspects of your life and keep yourself less stressed.
You know what? Thank you for saying that, because I think that I started that at a certain point, and someone had witnessed me making my planner, and I literally was like, wake up. And then I was like, wake up, work out, do this, and this. And I was like, eat a snack, eat grapes, eat this, eat this, eat this, do this. And they were like, how are you going to forget to eat? You're not going to forget to eat. Why did you need to put that on there? And it really discouraged me. I was like, okay, I guess. Like, business. Yeah, but I shouldn't have let them try to shame me out of that.
No, it worked too. Don't let it work against you.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to that.
Get back to it. Write it down, because you have to understand, like, if you have any goals in life, time management is going to help you obtain them.
Yeah.
Because if you have a slot for working out and you have it 2-3 times a week, that slot is filled, you do that, you're moving forward. You're progressing. You're progressing. You're succeeding, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go to school, you break out the times for homework. You get it done. You're succeeding, right? And every time you do something, you make a step. Don't you feel good? You feel better?
Yeah. When you get home and you knock all of that off, you're like, wow, I had a great productive day today.
Good day.
It feels good.
And you don't leave room for anything else. You only have room for positive, successful, progression.
Yeah.
And so all the other things are by the wayside. It's, that's cool.
Right.
I'm working on me. I'm working on goals. I'm working on my fam. I'm working on,
That's the thing, too, because I'm such a social butterfly. So, like, say I schedule out some time, like, okay, this hour I can hang out with friends. When that hour is up, I'd be like, dang, I don't want to leave them.
It's time to go.
Dang, I don't want to leave my friends. Like, I'm having a good time. But that's discipline. That's me having to take seriously what I'm doing. Right? Because if you don't take yourself serious, no one else will take you serious.
You don't hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Right? You got to stop telling yourself stories. It's okay. That's okay. I could just
No, you can't.
I could just leads to a lot. At least always leads to a lot. I could just
No, yeah, that will lead to a lot. You don't want to dig yourself in a hole, because then that doesn't feel good either. When you don't abide by your schedule and you get home at the end of the day and you're like, damn, I got to do this tomorrow, this tomorrow, this tomorrow, because I didn't do it today. But now you got a jam-packed schedule for tomorrow, because you already had tomorrow's activities on there.
You're stressed out.
Man, so time management is super important. It's easy to make a planner. Like, you get you a piece of paper and put your dates down, and you get real creative.
You could literally go to the Dollar Tree and buy a calendar. You could buy a calendar, right? That goes on the wall. There's one. You could buy another calendar. That's for your backpack.
Okay, so you got your calendar with you at all times.
All times. You could buy multiples because they're $1, right? You buy a couple because you're not used to having it. So you're going to lose the first one.
Right.
Don't get discouraged about losing them. Don't get discouraged. You're going to build the habit of keeping it with you, using it, having it. It's the first couple ones you might have lost. It'll be all right. Write your name in. Maybe somebody return it. That'd be cool. But other than that, like, just keep trying at it and don't give up, because the time management is the key to success.
Yeah, the more you work to it, the better it will get. I'm still working on my time management. I'm trying so hard. But I think that I'm getting to a point where things are becoming routine. Because at first, I had to really, work so hard. Like, girl, you need to write this down. But now it's becoming more natural. Like, I need to write that down.
Right now.
So I think that's really good. I think that is the number one tip on having a successful semester is managing your time. It is really helpful if you were to do that when you picked your classes, right? Because, you can't say that you weren't prepared, because you sat down, looked at the classes, got that class code, went to your e-services and put that class code in. So you can't tell me that you didn't have the time to organize your schedule properly. And then you could tweak it as the semester goes, because like you mentioned before, life starts to happen.
Yep.
You know, you might have to drop a class and you got to tweak your schedule. You realize that one of your classes has a heavier workload, so you got to tweak that schedule. But I think it's like a lifelong journey. Time management is something that a skill that you should carry through your whole lifetime. So yeah, just keep working at it. That was advice for me. And then also adding tutoring into that time management. How often do you do tutoring?
I've gone to tutoring in the library multiple times, for English, right? English writing.
Yeah.
For geography, right? For chemistry. The tutors are awesome because they're explaining things to you in like layman's terms, in terms that you can understand. Maybe the professor expects you to know things already when you get into the class, right? You guys already know this, and they move forward, and you might need someone to break it down a little bit, like go over it with you and show you like the steps to get to where the professor wants you to be.
Because some of the tutors are actually students or previous students. So they've taken the class before, and they can give it to you in a more modern way, and kind of explain it to you in the way that their own brain processed it, and so it doesn't have all of that super professional jargon, and you can understand it better. There's literally like a tutor lab for every subject. There's a math lab, there's a writing center, and the writing center also helps you write any essay. Like, last semester in Dr. Castagna's class, there was a part where we had to write a small essay about a case study for marginal climates. The Writing Center can help you with that. There's the MESA, so if you're a STEM major, they can assist you with tutoring in there, which might be your niche, because I think you're STEM. I want to say that, there's a math lab. I want to say there's like a science lab. It's probably not called the science lab, but there is a lab where you can do geography and like biology tutoring and stuff. So there's for every niche, every major, there's a specific tutor for you. And then the Writing Center has the LRC has like the general study area, but you can find a tutor for every major in the tutor center.
That is cool to know.
You can also, when you sign up for tutoring, it'll add you into a Canvas. It'll add you into a Canvas where you can get online tutoring. So it's like tutoring everywhere, and I think that's super important, especially for like STEM majors, math. Oh my gosh, math. Especially because they're changing the prerequisites for math. Awesome. So you might have to jump into Math 400 without a foundation of algebra or trig. Now, I know that I've mentioned this before on this pod. There are still some nuances about that, but for the most part, if you're worried about being in calculus without an algebra or trigonometry foundation, then you can take like a Math S10 class, which is an additional support class. Of course, you want to get into that math lab, online tutoring. Like, you're gonna have to step your tutoring up for sure. You got to know those people by name.
Yeah,
get you some help.
Some time with them.
Like I mentioned before, guys, February is the month to spread love. What better way to spread love other than Village Time on February 12th with the Ashe Center, giving Black women their flowers. This will be a workshop of affirmation skills, self-care, and wellness. I know this is super important. It's getting towards that time mid-semester where we have to remember to take care of ourselves, take care of our wellness, and don't forget to speak life and love into ourselves. So I want to see you guys there Wednesday, February 12th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. in the Ashe Center. Do you guys know where that's at? I'll tell you. It's right in between the cafeteria and the business building, and it's covered in windows. So if you walk into either side, you'll be able to find the Ashe Center along with the Raza Center. Shout out to Raza. But most importantly, the Ashe Center, Wednesday, February 12th, to spread love to Black women and give them their flowers, 1:30 to 3 p.m. I'll see you guys there. Tuesday, February 18th, the Ethan Center is hosting yet another Refugee Career Pathways Program orientation. It's the same as the other orientations previously, but specifically at this orientation on Tuesday, February 18th from 1 to 2 p.m., there will be providing Dari and Pashto. Excuse me if I'm saying that incorrectly, but if you speak those languages, this Refugee Career Pathway Orientation Program on February 18th may be the best one for you to attend, 1 to 2 p.m. Again, this gives you eligibility criteria, available services, and of course, that career and pathway progress. All right, guys, listen, I know that sometimes the semester gets tough, and throughout the years of our college experience, we will possibly find ourselves on probation. There are 2 types of probation, right? So there's like the probation 1 and probation 2. But good luck for us. Our school cares about us, and they have set up a Fresh Start 101 workshop, right? So this is just servicing students that are on academic or progress probation 1 and probation 2. This is something that you need to register in advance for. It's happening Wednesday, February 19th. Again, Wednesday, February 19th from 10 to 11 a.m. Of course, it's an in-person event. You'll find it in Rhoda Hall North, room 139. Right? Rhoda Hall North, room 139. If you're on academic or progress probation, it's really important that you attend this. If you care about your education, you want to make sure that you're making progress as needed. So, you're going to get expertise assistance with the Fresh Start specialist and SEC department representatives on ways to get off of probation, ways to improve your GPA, research services, financial aid information, DSPS information, transfer center information, and so much more. There's so much stuff for you to learn during this workshop. Again, this is in sessions, right? So if you missed that 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. workshop, there's another chance for you to do it virtually from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. You can also attend in person on February 20th, the following day. So February 20th is a Thursday. You'll be able to attend that workshop in person 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then again at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. virtually if those time slots look best for you. So I want you to make sure you head over to scc.losrios.edu. Go ahead to your calendar events and check for the 19th and the 20th. You'll see all the information for your Fresh Start 101 workshop, and you have to register in advance. I'll see you guys there. Wednesday, February 19th, Ashe will also be having more Village Time, and this will be a student panel where you can navigate professional spaces. Listen, as college students, we're all stepping into something new that we may not know, right? We're learning an education for a new career path, and we're finding opportunities that we've never experienced before. And there's this thing called imposter syndrome that will literally give you anxiety when you step into rooms that you don't quite understand how to navigate. This is why Ashe has gave us this beautiful opportunity Wednesday the 19th from 1:30 to 3 p.m. and teach us and talk about navigating professional spaces. I believe this is super important, especially for a lot of our students of color who feel like sometimes they may not belong in those spaces. But I have to tell you, you're wrong. You do belong in those spaces. And so if you just need a bit of boost, tips and guidance on how to navigate these professional spaces as you're excelling in your education and your career, please, February 19th, Wednesday, 1:30 to 3 p.m. We'll see you guys in the Ashe Center. Again, remember the Ashe Center is in the Student Center, right next to the cafeteria, right next to the business building. I'll see you guys there so we can learn how to navigate professional spaces together. And that's how they see you caring too. I remember one time I was in the math lab and I see my math professor see him in the math lab.
Awesome.
You know?
Yep.
And I know he was like, ooh, this girl is trying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then when he graded that test, he said, oh, she tried. Let me give her this extra point.
You know what? Mm-hmm. Tutoring is so important that sometimes professors try to give you incentive, right? They're like, if you go to tutoring, I'll give you some points.
Credit. Yeah.
Right? Go to tutoring. I mean, a helping hand is a helping hand.
A helping hand is a helping hand. Like, I don't know why are you turning down free assistance and knowledge? Like, if you really care about your education, you'll be in there. And then, like, all of my mentors and advisors around campus always let me know, like, are you doing tutoring? Like, the ones that are getting the A's, they're in tutoring. So if you're not getting an A, you must not be in tutoring. And that's valid. Ooh, you know what else I really like? Study groups.
Study groups. I haven't been able to, like, I need some friends. Gotta get my study
You
group
gotta
set.
get some friends. I love a study group because, one, I have a very specific learning style that I tweak from time to time because some topics or some subjects, they need different learning styles, right? Like the way that you learn math may not be the way that you're learning English. So when I sit down with other groups of people, I can like steal their learning styles. You know? Like some people do flashcards or some people highlight their notes a certain way. And I can like, you know, we can exchange that and like learn in different formats. And so I really love doing that.
It just it reminds you of some of the things, the learning ways that you've forgotten, right? You see somebody else do it and it reminds you, okay, I haven't done flashcards in a while, but okay, that looks like that's helping. I haven't done this in a while. That looks like it's helping. So just kind of being around other people rejuvenates the good thoughts and the good study habits that you might have forgotten about.
Do you have a specific study tip to give the audience?
I write in colors, right? So I take notes in like red, blue, green, orange, right?
Same, yeah.
And I like to highlight things or write out whatever in different colors. I don't know how to explain it, but my notes are color coded because it's easier for me to read. It's easier for when I go back and try to study them. I've already highlighted things that are important. So,
you know, someone asked me that one day. I think I was like taking notes next to someone, and they were like, "Why are you using all those colors?" And I was like, "I can't see in all black." Like,
wow, you know what? I specifically only write in blue pens, right? Because I'm like, when I write in black, it just
meshes all
just
in the paper. Like,
away.
what am I even looking at right now?
So when I write in color, it's like it brings it to life.
Yeah. Like
that.
I need my attention to go. And then one thing I learned in high school that stuck with me forever are Cornell notes. So then, like, you put the important side, the important note here, and then the explanation over here. And it just helps me, like, when I look at the paper, I know what I'm looking at, as opposed to, like, trying to find, I don't know. I just can't write in all black, and I can't write in a regular left to right. Like, I can't do that.
Notes for sure.
When I see people that have, like, all black notes, and there's, like, no spacing, there's no, like, separation, I get anxiety.
Is because you see these nice glasses. When I see people using pencil, right, and it's the tiniest handwriting, like the tiniest, they have the tiniest notes, and I'm just like,
how are you seeing that? I don't even like pencils because I feel like I can't see that gray. What is that?
No.
Oh my gosh, pencils are so 2000.
Long time ago.
I think we're outdated for pencils. Like, we need some pens. They got erasable pens. They got the color coordinated ones. You need some highlighters.
How do you feel about erasable pens?
I don't really utilize them because I don't mind like scribbling some stuff out.
Yeah.
And then also it doesn't really erase.
Yeah.
It's like I could still see it. You
I was
might
gonna
as well
say
just
like
scribbled it out. I don't know. I love using pens. Like, I only use pencils for tests. I do have a couple, but I have like a big old pouch with highlighters, pencils, pens.
Either gel or ink pen.
I don't want a regular ink pen. The gel is too jelly. Like a regular ballpoint ink pen.
Shout out to G2. They're
I do use G2.
They're gel.
Those are gel?
Those are gel. And they dry really fast. They're,
okay, maybe I do like gel.
They're really good. Hey,
maybe I do like gel pens.
Get you some pack of
pens.
I
just don't like the ones that like when you write and then like you smear it.
Yes, that's,
you know?
those are for kids. Those are like the little clear ones for little girls.
Yeah. Well, I do like a cute looking pen though. Like I want those always be the ones that mess me up when I'm like, oh, that pen's so cute, let me use it. It's aesthetically cute, but when you write, it gets messy.
The ink, it never dries.
Or I close, it doesn't dry. I close my notebook. Now it's on the back part of my, because I utilize both pages of my paper.
I can't do that.
You don't write on both sides of your paper?
I can't do that.
So you just maybe just use one side?
I'm sorry if this is against the the green, going green.
It's not for sustainability
I
causes.
bought the notebook. I paid for it, so it's mine now.
So you can utilize it how you want to.
I'll write on this page.
And then you flip it.
And I flip it over, and I write on this page. You wanna know why? Because if I start writing over here, my hand hits, and I only get to this far.
Oh.
So I don't like that.
What do you mean? Fold it.
And if my hand, I only get to this far. You know what I'm saying? It don't feel right.
I feel that. I feel that that's valid. You really need to get you a 5-subject college rule notebook because they wider. You might need, like, you got a big old hand. You might need, like, I don't know, though. Listen, don't let me shame you into nothing. Take your notes how you take your notes.
The back and on the front and the back?
I do my notes on the front and the back.
But it don't bother you when you can see the other imprint from the...
Not really. No, I don't write that hard. And something about just a full colorized page of notes just make me feel like I'm learning something.
I agree with you.
You know?
I ain't gonna lie. People tell me, like, bro, you filled up that whole book? Like, you talking about those 3, 4? I got a 4 separated, right? It's full from this semester.
From front page to back page.
It's full.
And
This stanza took up 2 sections. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Tell me what y'all notes look like.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we could compare. Maybe we could do some study groups together. But if you got one, did I already ask you about a study tip?
I got lots of study tips.
I don't know. One word of wisdom. One word of wisdom that you can leave the audience with. About having a successful semester this spring 25.
I don't know. I'll have to say what? Communication. I'll have to say, like, devotion. Devotion, communication.
Wow, no, devotion is a good one.
I had to say steady, right? Balance. Just stay motivated. Stay motivated, man. Just understand that everybody is not able to show up and be here. So just stay motivated to keep continuing to be here, you know, because if you don't get good grades, you will not be here. Right?
That's a word.
So,
and I don't know if y'all pay for school or you get financial aid, but either way, that's money.
It's money.
It take money to be here, so get your money's worth. Get your time's worth. Because your time is valuable. Being devoted. Because if you're not committed, if you don't devote yourself to this, then who will? All right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming and watching us with the Panthers Post.
All right.
We'll catch you next time. Good luck.
See you guys later.
Bye.